Aldous can use it, Pepper can use it. This is a massive flex pick here for Bo3 United Esports, and it's a proper response for the possible front line here of NAOS Esports. Since they have so much crowd control, there's so much tools actually here to back BBB up on this Zeri. And they need to maybe just add in one more front line and things are gonna be great.
Yeah, probably yeah. Right, just another front line for the side of BRU to complement the current Zeri, Ornn, and Gwen combo that they have. I also like the Zeri because if you're able to pop the no-no zone of Zeri, Hextech Ultimatum can't be hit on you if the Camille is outside of that zone. Kha'Zix will have a hard time getting on top of you because there's a huge chance that you'll be able to have members beside you, so that you won't be just isolated. So Gwen right now in the position for Valdez has a huge potential to be able to deal tons of damage, but actually it might be in the hands of Differ, as you mentioned. Yeah, they have a lot of tools. They also have a bit of engage and disengage on their side. Glacial Augment Gragas is very annoying in these kinds of fights when we're in. It's very important for Zeri to remain mobile, to remain moving. It's hard for her to do that if there is a big glacial field on at your feet. So we'll see how BRU will be able to navigate these fights. There is a big difference, right, between what a Zoe brings to the table as well as what a Vladimir brings to the table. Vladimir, when he scales with items, can also catch out Zoes. If the Zoe pops the bubble, it's not able to drop it immediately on the Vladimir. Vladimir is able to dodge it to the pool. You can essentially 1v1 the Zoe as well. And even in team fights, if Zoe is not able to hit those skill shots, it's going to be harder for her to affect these fights. Unlike for a Vladimir, just needs to get in the middle. Just needs to pull in, use the ultimate, use the third ability, and is able to affect these fights. So ease of use is definitely on the side of Vladimir. That's why Vladimir does have times where they pop off more than the Zoe. And now, we'll be heading into Game 2 of the second series of the day. Will Buriram be able to extend this series to a third game, or will NAOS get the clean 2-0 as we head into this match? Okay, so far no shenanigans from any of these teams. No big invade. Both of the junglers is placing an early ward in their respective junglers to remain safe. A bit of a fight right now here in the bot side. Mirmo and Margot trying to wrest control of the bot lane. Yeah, probably Valdez will put his eyes more in that bot side, since he did start on the red side quadrant of the Reds, red buff quadrant of the red side. It's also, Lee Sins are very notorious for their early ganks. And just going here as well, Mitsura earlier on in the Vladimir did 20%, 28% of his team's damage. Not the largest that we see in some of these Vladimir picks, but definitely a very impactful player when it came to our earlier game on that Vladimir Mitsura was using. Now going back to the top side, we do see that there's always this thing between Calm and Tipper, same from game 1. They like to fight these skirmishes because you need to assert your control on the top side. Whoever gets to be able to crash a huge wave into a top lane turret might spell a dive from an enemy jungler, and that's always what these top laners are fighting for. Control over the top side, control over the wave, so that if you crash the turret, crash a big wave to the turret, you might just be able to get a kill out of it. But looking so far, 2 minutes in the game, Valdez already level 5, positioning himself in this bot lane. And I think Mirmo and Margo know full well the timing. Margo might be, his recall will be cancelled right here. There is a ward in that bush. And with them going for this first recall, will give them the first items and still give them the initiative here at the Dragon lane. Valdez not having a successful gank in the bot side, is now looking here in the bot side, but is spotted from the ward. Calm will now just back off against the fight with Tipper in the top side. While looking at the map as well, we do see the rotation from Margo already being in the mid lane, matching the Ornn, trying to give a bit more of control for Mitsura, because if he doesn't spot this out, if they don't go to the mid lane, this Vladimir might just get smothered, not going to be able to get any of that XP, not get any of that gold in the mid lane, and that will be bad for Vladimir, because they do need the experience. Water just very low right now. 3 members of BRU at the bot side, even at exhaust being picked up, but Mirbo able to dodge the gank, even dealing so much damage to that Ornn, almost solo killing him here in that bot side. Okay, right now, mid lane, Margo is trying to push the wave, trying to get as much resource, trying to absorb the resources that their laners are missing, as Mitsura, I believe, back earlier on, picking up some items, and now we do see the top side, just Tipper and Calm doing top lane things.
Heaven, hello, welcome back.
Hey, welcome back, Young.
Yeah, thank you so much for covering for the meantime. That's just massive, right? But let's see what's gonna be next here for WRL Esports and NAOS Esports, since both of them still is okay. How much gold being injected on either side? The only lead that WRL Esports has gotten is through the resources that they have taken, and some deny here to NAOS Esports. Still are okay for NAOS Esports. Mirmo as well, just trying to be safe here in the bottom lane. The main thing that they're just needing to do, right, is just avoid the ganks coming in from Golden Feet later on, especially with that Paddle Star. So they're keeping check of what the Jess as well, especially when it calls in the Call of the Forest God. That's gonna be the time for BRU to actually strike.
Yeah, definitely that would be the time for BRU to strike. Also, I'd like to add in terms of trying to get those picks, right? They have the Zoe, they have the Lee Sin. If you do hit the Sleepy Trouble bubble, that could very well be a good burst potential target. Sleepy Trouble bubble, then paired with a long range Paddle Star, and then Lee Sin goes into
just
the
like
finish,
this,
like here, yeah, just like here. This might be
knock
the
home.
Yeah, as I'm talking about, BRU.
You jinxed it, man.
I jinxed it for NAOS, but BRU proving me right.
They saw the plan, they heard you, and then they executed. But Fate has other plans in the top lane, has taken out Tipper. Again, one of the game plans that the NAOS Esports has worked in game 1 was bully out Tipper till death at the end of the game. Not work in game 1, maybe it can work here in game 2. Just the dragon taken here by Valdez, but it will be exchanged by Fate, at least on the RH. No steals this time.
Yeah, no steals this time. Mirmo and Margo just putting the pressure on BRU near that blue buff side jungle, while BRU is trying to fight back right here. This Herald's being spawned in the mid lane. There's still about 200 HP is to be left on that tower. They're not going to be able to finish that off with the Call of the Forge God.
Oh man, not enough to actually take that tower. Let's see this replay though.
Yeah, replay right here. We saw the kill earlier on Tipper. Fate just, jumping in, seeing Tipper being a bit overextended.
And they get the kill as well. Translate the gold or inject the gold towards Fate that he can use to pressure other lanes right now, in which VVV immediately backs away for NAOS Esports right now to get a chance to get this tower. Margo as well doing a really good job. This is the members here of BRU there. But a sleepy trouble bubble. That damage though, that hurts. On the tank, chunks it down to like 40%. That is huge.
Yeah, and I do love the combination of abilities that Called-in Feet use. He let the CP, the Paddle Star as well as the Proto Belt charges hit at almost exact time to really maximize the amount of burst damage as well, because the CP Sleepy Trouble Bubble, I get tongue twisted with that ability. The thing is, the first ability hits will be the one to determine how much more damage the bubble deals. So you need to hit the Paddle Star first.
And knock up, and like that.
Yeah,
perfect
like that.
combo.
I need the Paddle Star to hit first so that it deals maximum amounts of damage, and then follow it up with that Proto Belt. That is the maximum damage combo that you can get on that Zoe in that situation.
And they're making Mitsura definitely regret not using the Blood Pool, or whenever the Blood Pool is not available, making him regret even stepping forward at all. Now BRU making plans elsewhere. Call of the Forge God gonna be used here in the bottom lane for Mirmo. Great dodge, still able to dissuade them actually. As Fate now joins, jumps in. Doesn't it slow, but here comes Calm actually with a tactical sweep into the flash. But gets kicked here by Valdez. Fate as well just committing onto the push, but might need to escape. And Valdez gets a kill. Cass isolating what the Jess, but not in the way that NAOS Esports wanted it to be as well.
Yeah. That was a good counterpunch coming in from Buriram, right? Now started off that fight with a good read, with actually a good dodge coming from Mirmo when it was being ganked in the bot side, and Naos felt confident in getting that kill, but mid lane though, Valdez in a bit of trouble. No, it looks like it's gonna be the third for Naos.
Yeah, Buriram and Esports, getting a couple of leads here right now, especially with some of the mistakes that NAOS Esports is making. Valdez not connecting the Sonic Wave though.
Yeah,
it's gonna allow Margot to be able to escape. Man, the plays, the burst, it's just too much here coming from BRU.
Yeah, Naos is getting caught out by a lot of these long-range bursts right now from BRU. The Zoe and the Lee Sin have been working very well for BRU's side. This has allowed them to take control over this early game. And let's go to this replay right here in the bot side. We're in Mitsura and Mirmo. I think they're getting the kill here on what the Jess, but let's not forget that Mitsura is very much behind. And that is a play that they needed for him to be able to get back into this game.
Slow mishaps a while ago, despite 2-kill lead by Buriram United Esports, are able to secure towers, which helped them recover the economy that they were down a while ago. And it's just waiting for the next dragon, possibly to take it away from Buriram United Esports. Because they want to secure Soul, and that's one of the major victory chances here of BRU. If they can threaten for Soul Point, or maybe even get Soul, then even if NAOS Esports has a scaling composition, they're just gonna get swept away here by this Gwen.
Yeah, that's true. There's also another scaling champion on the side of BRU. One thing I also want to point out is that even though it feels like BRU has been doing a lot of these good plays, a lot of proactive things across the map, the gold is very much even. Right? It just flickers between about 200, 100 gold quantity. Another CP Trouble Bubble on Mitsura will not get punished. But yeah, that gold lead is essentially nothing for the side of BRU. So this game is still pretty close between the two.
Stalemate for a bit, but it's about to get turned. Margot near to get taken down, but everyone turns it onto BRU. Now they catch BBB as well and taking him down. Double kill here for Calm, looking for more as well. Pepper will not commit for the meantime. Now Esports gets his dragon.
Yeah, and Margot was very lucky right there. He was so low. If the Call of the Forge God second proc hit him, he would have been dead. But because of NAOS turning in and going for the engage, you can see right here in this replay, Margot was caught out, almost getting killed right there, but Valdez, but NAOS immediately pulling the trigger, going for the punish against the carries of BRU, taking them down, and is able to wrestle a bit more control right now over this map. Earlier, that gold lead was almost nothing, and now it's 2k in favor of NAOS.
Yeah, they're getting them done. Fate, though, trying to stay alive. They flash in, commit, but Fate able to flash away. It's good for NAOS Esports now. What's going to be the counterplay here for Mitsura? Goes in, Lord Gold, Dragon's Rage going to be used by the Lee Sin, but Bear was still alive. And BRU unsuccessful with that gank.
Yeah, and now NAOS this feels like just like what happens in game 1. Buriram was fighting so close toe-to-toe against NAOS in the early parts of the game, going blow for blow. But NAOS in the mid game just turns it up a notch, and then now they're slowly inching a lead. But Calm might be getting caught out. No,
it's gonna be fine. Yeah, it's a tank. It's a Camille that has tactical sweep and adaptive defense. So unless you have one more that can dish damage, whoa, the stop! VBB gets caught. Castle's still gonna be used, and VBB's gone. Perfect timing by NAOS Esports. But what's gonna be next? Great tanking here by Margot. Still able to escape and survive as well. Tipper using the flash to actually close in the distance. But Minnesota's gonna be here. Goes Golden. Here is the Gwen. Is gonna be backing away, trying at least, but is not gonna be allowed to do so.
Yeah.
Man, it's such big events and flashy events, swift movements by both teams that we just see many counter plays mid-seconds.
Yeah. NAOS just, you know, as I mentioned, they suddenly turned up here in the mid game. They know that they have these certain advantages and they can make use of them and punish Buriram. And Buriram feels like they're just walking into these traps, walking into these situations that Buriram feels like they might have an opportunity to get picks, to get an advantage. And now it's just saying, no, we are the ones in control of this game right now. We are the ones who want to finish this series with a clean 2-0. And now it's definitely with the tempo, they're looking maybe for another trap to spring on Buriram, maybe on the Baron, maybe another gank somewhere along the map. While Tipper right now is the one who's shoving this Dragon lane.
I mean, it's even risky for Tipper, right? We saw the counterplay coming in from NAOS Esports. If they catch one, it's gonna be a dead member of Buriram United Esports for sure. Tipper as well being bullied a lot is causing him to be delayed on his items. We see a hull breaker already on Calm, but for Tipper, finally, he does secure the second item, but still, in terms of economy, it's better here for NAOS Esports. They're being able to utilize that elsewhere, or everywhere rather, because he's just exploring alongside with NAOS Esports.
Yeah, and Mitsura carrying a veritable library, has 3 tomes with him. 3 amplifying tomes, really maximizing the amount of AP that he has right now with the amount of gold that he has. Mitsura, okay, I thought that would have been maybe a dangerous situation, but he still has the pull though. But Mirmo starting off that Baron.
He will commit, for sure. Call of the Horse God going to be used as well. Let's see if they're going to be able to get the kill. They accidentally turn into BRU instead. BBB is going to be in trouble. Tries to flash away. Calm still alive. Tipper as well. Cranking so much. Able to snip away the members here of NAOS Esports. Oh, that's going to be bad here for Fate. Still able to stay alive. What the Jets unable to get the kill. And Tipper as well being chased away. Calm though needs to escape. Has to flash with What the Jets as well. Flashing away from NAOS Esports. And even if BRU lost too, they're still able to actually fight back on NAOS Esports. Yeah,
they stopped the Baron, and I was actually thinking maybe NAOS just could have completed the Baron because the Baron was like, I believe 2000 HP. If the Kha'Zix stayed there along with the Lucian, let's see if we can see in the replay right here. Yeah, they're starting off the Baron right there. The fight's gonna be starting between Margot and Mitsura, and the Baron is like 2.8k. I think if the Kha'Zix and the Lucian just stayed there while the rest of NAOS just stops Buriram from getting in, they could have secured the Baron and maybe get out, maybe win the fight. But instead, they opted to go into this fight right here. The call must have been somewhere in the team, but instead of getting the Baron, they were only able to exchange this for, I believe, a 1-for-1 and a 2-for-1 in favor of NAOS.
And they get a reset as well. Now it's a chance here for Buriram United Esports to actually contest Fate. And NAOS Esports here in the Dragon! Margot might actually be in trouble.
Oh, what an engage!
It's just perfect here for NAOS Esports to get the back lane as well, but Tipper is also accessing the back lane. Margot is going to get taken down, is able to stall out at least, but now the rest of NAOS Esports chasing him down, a little bit split here on their side, while Fate is just trying to chase down What the Jets is going to be delayed on the Dragon tape. But NAOS Esports spots elsewhere. They spot the Baron.
Yeah, there's no jungler on the side of BRU. It's only the Gwen and the Ornn alive. This Baron is being burned down so fast. Fate gets here. It's gonna have that smite. It's gonna be the Baron secured for NAOS, and that was what they were waiting for, a more safe Baron. They didn't want to 50-50 it. They didn't want to risk their team members' lives in exchange for the Baron. They wanted it more cleanly, and that's how they got the Baron right now, as well as probably this Dragon being secured here by Fate.
Yeah, they're going to be securing this Dragon uncontested. What the Jesso is trying to not be successful at all. Fate jump. Tipper's going to be joining in though, but they immediately regrets it as well, unless he's going to be able to make an outplay here. No, What the Jet is not synchronized to him. And what's taken out both. Mirmo though going to get taken down, at least for Valdez. But they actually have numbers advantage right now. Calm is ignited. Fate as well just going to be buying enough time as Mitsura is pushing in the top lane. Everyone from BRU is suddenly rushing towards there.
Yeah, and Buriram needed to take that high-risk play, right? For Tipper, he wanted to get something out of that dragon, thinking that maybe only one member of NAOS was there, but no, there were more members right there. And Mitsura right now bossing around the members of BRU.
Yeah, immediate stasis there by the Elysian. Valdez will try to stay alive. The ult by BBB. Calm as well, flashing in just to end this game. NAOS Esports successful at BRU. They 2-0 BRU.
Yeah, a very convincing series from NAOS Esports. And what a game too, right? Buriram